This is Cadillac Unscripted on 107.9 CDY. It's sponsored by Independent Bank. My name is Rich Spicer. I'm flying solo this morning. Katie Huckle has the morning off. And I'm always anxious to talk to new business people in the Cadillac area. Sometimes they are Cadillac people who've bought businesses. Sometimes they are people who moved to Cadillac to purchase a business. And so I have Matt McKelvie with me right now. And Matt is the new owner of the Cadillac Domino's. Welcome, Matt.
Thank you.
Give us a little bit of your background, where you're from, and how you ended up in Cadillac.
So I'm from Sault Ste. Marie, Michigan, right next to the Canadian border.
So we're all trolls to you.
Exactly. All trolls to me. And I've been working in Domino's since 2017. I started out as a delivery driver. You see it all over nationwide. Of 90% of franchisees started out as delivery drivers. I'm one of them. I started out as a part-time delivery driver. I was trying to balance doing business management in college and Domino's. I got it preached to me that the brand has a lot more to offer than just a part-time gig, and the opportunities are there to franchise. So I kind of got bought into that and worked my way up through my old franchise, and then eventually ventured my way down here to take on my own location.
Pizza locations tend to do really well in college towns, so I would imagine you had a lot of Lake Superior State business.
Right, yes, yep. We jumped roughly 15 to 20% in the winter because of the college students, and in the summer it kind of slows down, but then it also has been picking back up these last 2 years, or last year, because of we moved our location in the Sioux downtown, so that's helped with the tourists.
So tell us a little bit about, what kind of change have you made changes to Domino's here in Cadillac? Have you done anything different? Did you come in and say, let's kind of change the way we do things? Did you? How's that working?
So I stepped in and I just kind of gave the team my background and history. And told them I'm not in here to be the bad guy. I'm here to work alongside you guys, and I want to see this store succeed. And the store had lots of opportunities in multiple different ways, from how fast we service to the customers, to cleanliness, to just overall Domino's standards. And I went through and made some changes, went through and cleaned the store top to bottom, went through my expectations with the team, and we've been able to make some changes, get the store back on track, to providing great service for the customers, as well as just a strong culture within the store. So the customers that come in feel welcome, and it doesn't feel like, they're
an interruption.
Yeah, exactly.
I got to tell you, it's culture at work means everything.
100%.
I am a strong. I have worked in radio now for 35 years, and I've worked in other jobs, and I've had bad bosses and I've had good bosses, and I can tell you personally, a great boss will make a lousy job tolerable.
100%.
A bad boss will make the greatest job miserable.
Yep.
So that's awesome that you're doing that. So what can folks expect? I know I can already see you're involved a lot more in the community,
right,
as a store than has been before. Give me some examples of what you've been doing.
So what I've been doing is so Domino's rolled out this basically trying to be innovative as a brand, and beforehand we put some new technology in place, corporate did, to help make product more fresh, I guess you could say. How they did that, we did what's called a load and go. We don't make our orders until, for deliveries at least, we try to time them where as soon as they roll out of the oven, they hit the hot bag and hit the road. So when our drivers are on the road, when it's slower and an order comes in and the driver's already on the road, we have to time it to where the order is going to come out of the oven right as the driver's getting back to the store. So that order is going right out of the oven, right out the door, so our customers are getting fresh product.
It would seem to me like nowadays that would be much easier to do, because your smartphone knows where you are.
Right.
It knows how long it's going to take you to get back to your destination.
GPS technology for
right.
that. Yep,
yeah,
exactly.
Well, that's interesting. Is that something that maybe other pizza operators have not done? Is that innovative?
Some, yeah. The other chains are local competitors. I don't think are completely there yet. It's kind of something we're earlier adopters of in the Domino's system and brand. That's kind of why it's blasted everywhere. That we're the number one pizza brand in the world sales wise. Obviously, corporate tries to put processes and systems in place that we have to execute as franchisees, and it's up to the franchisee to make that happen. And I'm the one that's going to be like more involved with the Cadillac location. That's my style as a franchisee. I want to take everything that corporate gives me and run with it so we can execute to the best of our ability.
It is interesting because about 4 or 5 years ago, there was a really fascinating advertising campaign that was done by Domino's that basically said, we know our pizza tastes like cardboard, so we're going to do something different. It's really, that is something that you wouldn't often hear a big name say about their product.
Yep.
So, but obviously things have changed.
Yeah, no, definitely. They went through and changed a bunch of the different recipes and everything years ago when they realized, we're failing as a brand and we need to make a change. And ever since then, it's been a turnaround. Obviously, you'll see different, word of mouth on that. But it's all up to the franchisee and the stores that they have in order to make them succeed. Some are more involved and some aren't. And that shows, from chain to chain. And I'm the one who's going to want to create a culture that me as the owner and as I grow, my team and leaders will be involved in the store in order to be successful. I don't think a team can be successful without having the right processes and resources and knowledge in place to make that happen. I see too many people are just in other restaurants and establishments are just coming in and being thrown right into it. And that's not how it should be. You should be training your team up so they have the confidence in the role that they do.
So this is a question, as a guy who's been in radio his entire life, I can't sit down and listen to a radio station without critiquing it. Do you have the same thing when you go into restaurants too?
100%. Yeah. Yes, exactly.
Okay.
No, I do. I watch everything, and obviously, I'm not in their shoes, I guess you could say, different establishments and everything like that. But I'm like, if you have the right processes in place for training and development, then I think that it's gonna make the world of a difference. It's a better ROI for you.
But the concept of customer service and good customer service is really the same across the board, isn't it?
Yes and no.
Okay.
I guess you could say like some people don't get the expectation laid on them in the interview of like, hey, like this is the culture we're trying to create in here. I actually had an interview this morning for a delivery driver role, and I laid those expectations. This is the customer service that we have to provide. Some people just do interviews and just, here's a shirt and hat and you're a part of the team, and let them provide whatever customer service they want. I lay expectations of this is how we have to be with the customers. This is how we make our money.
Sink or swim is no way to onboard people.
Exactly. No, not at all.
Yeah.
Not at all.
Okay. So it sounds like things have changed at Domino's and for the better.
Right. Yeah, no, definitely. We're taking the team in the right direction, trying to redevelop on the manager end first, because I think the managers need to be confident in the role that they do. I didn't see a lot of that when I first stepped in. I'm trying to basically start right from scratch and develop them from the beginning of my assistant manager program to the top. So, we can slowly get stronger as we head into the summer, and then working towards the bottom. The drivers and the insiders need just as much attention, and I'm working on things with them as well to make them more efficient in their roles. We actually had in our central region last week for servicing wise, we had the lowest wait time in the central region for Domino's, our Cadillac location. We're getting our orders from out the oven to out the door in less than a minute, and that was the lowest in our region of, I think, 50 plus.
Well, I was going to ask, what's the geographic region of that?
The majority of Michigan.
Okay.
Yep. We have so I have a corporate area leader who oversees me, and he oversees all the franchisees. And then when you're in your franchise system, as you grow, you can have district managers and basically creating that at a franchise level. But I also have someone to report to, and he sends me reports of how well I'm doing with my peers for franchisees, and pretty proud of that. Just that we're taking our wait times and getting them even lower, because that just proves to me that we're providing the ultimate fresh product to the customers that we can.
So 6-7 years ago when you first started doing this. You said 2017 was your first year.
Yep.
Did you see yourself at some point as a franchise owner?
No, not at all. I was doing it
What was your
part-time.
plan?
So when I first started out, it was just to make some extra money. I was living on my own while trying to do school.
Are you from Sault Ste. Marie originally?
I'm from Sault Ste. Marie.
Okay.
So I was trying to balance full-time school, part-time work, and then I decided because it was becoming too much, I was going to put off Domino's and then go all in with school and then move back with my parents and everything like that. And I decided that I wanted to go all in with Domino's and give that a shot. So I put school and all my classes on hold and pursued that, and then just started working my way through the ranks by being self-taught and trying to find different ways to be a stronger leader, trying to find stronger efficiencies in the brand that I could. And then everything I took knowledge-wise, I shared it with my team. I see too many leaders out there that just want to hog all the knowledge and don't want to teach their teams anything. I think your store is going to be the most success. Yeah, it's going to be a lot more successful the more your team knows, because they're going to be more confident and they're going to be able to resolve issues. I see too many GMs out there that are being reached out to by their team members way more often than they should because they're not being taught, where my goal is they can reach out to me on my days off, whatever, I have no problem with that, but I want them to have the confidence to try to find solutions to their problems before reaching out. And the less they reach out to me, the better, because that tells me that I'm doing my role correctly with training them up.
It's interesting. It's interesting that you bring that up, because I spend my days in a classroom with 16, 17, and 18-year-olds at the Wexford Misaki CTC. And the faster you can teach them how to work around problems, the better they will be as adults. Yeah. Sometimes people reach an issue where, they hit a roadblock and they just shut down, and you can't get anything accomplished that way. You've got to find a way around, right? Yeah,
definitely.
So your college education. So did you end up graduating college,
nope.
or you just went right into
all into Domino's?
And I got to tell you, Matt he could pass for 21. You are a young looking guy,
yep.
So you must be, I would think, one of the youngest franchisees in the nation, possibly.
Close, yeah. No, I think the Domino's franchise system, I know, is getting younger. That's what they told me, at least when I graduated, that more and more franchisees are coming in that are a lot younger. But I definitely am. I was one of the youngest of my class. I think there was one younger than me. But for how fast I was able to accomplish it was also because I started so early. I went in just as a part-time driver, and I wanted to learn more, and I asked about becoming a manager, and there was no room to be a manager at the time, so they gave me what we called the head driver role, where I was basically like the manager of drivers, and I had to get them on hustling quicker and being more efficient on the driver end of things. And then my boss at the time noticed that and wanted to move me fully into management because of my potential, and then just kept climbing from there.
So tell me about the learning curve. Obviously, this is your first store as an owner. You are 3.5 hours away from home.
Yeah.
So this is 2 times of a learning curve for you. How has it been so far?
Not too bad, honestly, because when I was in the Sioux, I moved up into an assistant manager role, and then the assistant general manager role kind of became available. What we called it was a level 4, and I took that on, and then I wanted more, but we had a GM in the store, and I told my district manager at the time, I want more, and I want to be a GM of my own location. So the Iron Mountain location needed a GM, so that was 3 hours away.
Way over the other side of the
exactly.
UP.
Yeah,
okay.
So I took that on. I stepped into the GM role there. The store needed a complete turnaround, similar to what I'm dealing with now. And I went into that store, and very similar approach that I am now, but now I have the experience, I feel like, to do it faster and more efficiently than I did at the time, because that was my rookie GM year, first year. And I stepped in that role and store and turned it around. around within 9 months. And then I was promoted to a district manager of the Sioux, and then Gaylord was just built, and then Alpena was on the way, and it gave me the opportunity to move back home.
I'm Alpena born and raised, and so there's no easy way to get there from here.
Yeah,
either from the north or from here.
Yeah.
So we were overseeing that one too.
Yep.
Okay.
And so I mean, I'm familiar with living away from hometown and everything like that, and when I did it in Iron Mountain, I was just single and by myself and everything, and now I have my wife and a kid and everything. It doesn't affect you as much mentally when you got, family and everything like that, where over in Iron Mountain it was just work and that was it. So it kind of affects you a little bit more mentally when you're all solo doing it. And I didn't get a whole lot out of moving to Iron Mountain. It was smaller than the Sioux. Not a crazy amount to offer other than it was a stepping stone for me, and I knew that's what it was going to be.
Are you looking at Cadillac as an opportunity to springboard to other things, or are you going to stay a while?
I'm going to stay a while. That's my plan. I think I'm going to stay right here in Cadillac. I do want to grow. I'm looking for other opportunities to grow, whether that be acquiring stores from franchisees around me or building stores in towns that can handle a Domino's. But yeah.
That's a good question. How does your franchise, how does Domino's target towns where they believe that there's a need?
So what we do is corporate, if they're pushing you to grow, if they see that you're having a lot of success in your store, they're going to talk to you about growing, and they'll give you ideas of where you can grow. But really it just comes down to, as the owner, looking into smaller towns or bigger towns and seeing if they have a Domino's location, comparing to all the pizza places that are already there, seeing if you can basically squeeze the Domino's into the town with the population and other pizza places and what they have to offer as is.
Is there a study that goes on in the restaurant and the pizza and the subs in that area where you look at the market and say there's too much here, or there might be a way to kind of make a niche for yourself?
Yeah. So once you decide that you're like, okay, I think I want to put a location here, then you reach out to corporate and you let them know, and then they send you a report. It's all, with the technology we have nowadays, they get this report that is all ran on the town, and it pulls all of the other pizza places that are there already, and it gives you basically an estimate of how well you're going to do there. And that estimate can be perfect, it can be below, or it can be way above. When we opened Alpena, it did 3 times as much as what it ended up settling down and doing for the long run. So it's a gamble at the end of the day. You have to just have really good knowledge behind comparing the places that are already there as is and seeing if you can step in and squeeze yourself in as well.
No, well, and I know Alpena just had a BC Pizza move in here just within the last couple of years, and I don't remember there being a Domino's when I lived there. It's been a while, so. And I know here in Cadillac, we went several years without one until that location was reopened maybe about 4 or 5 years ago.
Yep, it was. It's now, I'm the third owner now, I believe, since it originally came back in, I think, 2018, somewhere around that time. But it was the first owner, and then he sold to the most recent owner, and then now me.
Do you find this particular space to be something that is stable work, or what do you think? And you don't have a whole lot of background to answer that question because this is your first one, but obviously in a 4 or 5 year span, you're the third one. So
yeah. Yep, and I think that's also because the last 2 of them, it wasn't their first location. Mm-hmm. They already had other locations, everything like that. Some franchisees will look at it as an investment and won't be involved and won't do everything that I said about trying to train up Team Strong and everything like that. But to me, I think the more the owner is involved and the more that they train their team, the better ROI they're going to get for themselves as well as the team. Just you're going to create a better culture. So I think for me, it is a gamble. I jumped into a location that 2 other owners already had and didn't want to have anymore, but it just comes with, if you train them up right, then the numbers are going to work themselves out, and hopefully there's still some money to be made. It's all about fostering the idea of teamwork. Exactly. And I think that is huge. And once you get people on board with you, and sometimes
you get into a situation where people have all of their old ways.
Oh yeah.
And then you have to make painful decisions sometimes.
100%. No,
it sounds,
definitely.
and I'm seeing the look on your face. It's kind of I'm speaking your language here.
Literally, exactly. No, when I was in my old franchise, what I loved about working in my old franchise, he was growing. He was, I think, 4 stores when I first started with him. So as he grew, as I said earlier, I kind of got the opportunity to grow as well in his franchise, and I got the opportunity to grow quick, which can be great sometimes, but it can also be bad. When I grew in his location, I went to a 3-store district manager, and I eventually stepped down. I was burnt out. It was during COVID, and I told him I can't do this anymore. 2 of my GMs quit during COVID. Everyone wasn't working. So
were you on the road a lot?
I was. Yep.
Yeah.
I was on the road a lot. It was between Gaylord, Sioux, and Alpena, and then I was just so burnt out.
It's a long way between those 3 cities.
Exactly. I had so many hours in, and I finally just, after that second GM quit, I was like, I can't be in all these places at once. I'll step back. I'll GM this one location. I went back to doing that for like 3 months, and I'm like, no, this isn't me. My goal is to be a franchisee. I want to move back up. So then I did, and then I moved to 6 stores. But yeah, just the challenges I was able to face in his franchise as he grew, and I got the chance to go to some of his Wisconsin locations and other ones as he picked them up and needed to be flipped. And I just got a lot of experience in his franchise to figure out the Domino system, figure out team building and everything like that before finally going solo down here and having all of the knowledge and tools and resources to do it correctly.
So you do feel like everything that you have done up to now has prepared you for this opportunity?
100%. Yeah, no, it definitely makes you go into it with a lot more confidence compared to if I was to just be one store since the beginning and never moved up, and I just moved up to the GM role and then finally just bought my own location. I would have never had a lot of the opportunities that my old franchisee was able to provide me in his franchise, for sure.
Well, welcome to Cadillac. I've been kind of keeping an eye on you a little bit. You've been making sure that you're out there and you're making your presence known in social media and everything like that. So, and that's awesome. So it's good to have someone and these large businesses, of which Domino's is one, but the closer they're managed by someone locally that have full authority, the better they are. I think. Don't you agree?
No, I 100% agree.
Okay.
Yeah,
all right.
For sure.
So how do folks get a hold of you and find out more information on Domino's?
So I can be contacted either through the store, right searching Domino's. You can get a hold of me that way, just asking for Matt through the store. I have an email. It's just matt.mckelvie17@gmail.com.
You're going to have to spell McKelvie.
Yep. So McKelvie. Okay. And I can be reached out to for larger orders. I know we did all sorts of community involvement when I was up north to just try to be involved with the community, and people that are trying to place large orders that are looking for bigger discounts can contact me that way, and I can try to provide or outbe any of the competitors in town.
For the younger folks in the audience, how about your labor needs? Are you in good shape right now?
I am in good shape. I actually just hired that interview I did do this morning. He kind of will fit the final piece of the puzzle for the staff. Obviously, being in the restaurant business, people come and go so often. So I'm always taking applications, of course, and reviewing them and looking for people that are more advanced to build the team up stronger, because I'm always trying to take the team to the next level.
Is that a stop by in person and fill something out, or do it online?
In person or online. If you do it online, then it's login or it's domino's.com.
I so prefer if there's a face-to-face opportunity.
Right.
I like that so much better, because you send that thing off on the internet, you have no idea how many people it have to look at it and how long it's going to be.
Yep. Exactly.
So I'm glad that you offer that opportunity.
No, yeah, I try to do both for sure.
Yeah.
Some people just don't like the online technology.
Well, listen, people who are going to be working face-to-face in your line of work really should come to you face-to-face.
No, definitely, for sure. Yeah.
Well, again, give us the phone number and and the local phone number, and we'll let you get you on your way here.
So personal phone number to get a hold of me for big orders is 906-203-9292.
Now that 906, that's a UP number, but
Correct.
he's a local guy. Remember that.
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
I am living down here. And then the actual store phone number is 231-577-9900. Everyone should be more familiar with the 231.
Matt McKelvie has been in Cadillac for, you said, since the end of January.
Yep.
And things are looking up at the local Domino's.
Oh yeah, and we have some things planned for this summer just to be more involved for like the 4th of July and stuff. We are in my old franchise. We did a rock scavenger hunt, and I plan to do that down here where I hide Domino's rocks, and they're labeled with numbers, and you bring them back to the store and you redeem them for food of whatever the number is, and I correlate with whatever the number on the sheet, and it could be a large pizza or it could be a cinnamon twist. It could be whatever. And I plan to do that this summer for the 4th of July.
We'll keep an eye out for that, and I'm sure we'll find all about it all on Facebook.
Yep, for sure.
All right. Matt McKelvie is your local franchisee, new to Cadillac of Domino's Pizza. Matt, thanks for your time today.
Yeah, of course. Thank you.
Cadillac Unscripted is sponsored by Independent Bank. Join us next week, same time, same station here on 107.9 CDY for local chat on Cadillac Unscripted.